Battle for Dream Island, Episode 1. Take the Plunge. Here's my recap on NeverButter's 11th BFDI What If. What if Flower survived over Golf Ball? As the title suggests, Golf Ball is eliminated. Battle for Dream Island, Episode 2. Barriers and Pitfalls. Nothing changes this episode, so the cherry still losing Spongy is eliminated. Battle for Dream Island, Episode 3. Are you smarter than a snowball? Flower catches the trio cheating, but she won't snitch on them if she can cheat too. Blocky and Pen reluctantly accept, and Flower also cheats. Flower is smart enough to walk away as soon as she's done. And because of Flower, the cherries and grapes are initially tied, but the announcer catches Blocky and Pen's cheating, so the cherries still losing Blocky is eliminated. Battle for Dream Island, Episode 4. Sweet Tooth. Flower is too lazy to bake one of the cakes, so she buys one of Leafy's strawberry cakes. Flower gets a score of 15, which means the grapes total is slightly more than the cherries total. Both halves of the contest ended with a victory of the grapes, so the cherries still lose and Woody is eliminated. Battle for Dream Island, Episode 5. Bridge Crossing. Without Golf Ball, both bridges remain intact. Everyone crosses the bridges except for Flower, meaning the grapes lose. Flower uses her win token. The first contestant safe is Leafy, and so is Teardrop, then Rocky, then Needle, then Ice Cube, then Tennis Ball, and finally Queenie. So now it's down to Flower and Snowball. Both are perceived as mean, but Flower is seen as more of a jerk than Snowball. Flower's win token saves her from elimination.
Sorry, Snowball, but Flower using her win token has gotten you eliminated.
Battle for Dream Island, Episode 6. Power of 3. To even the teams out, the Grapes have to choose one member of the cherries to join their team. By a majority vote, Pin is now a member of the Grapes. Flower and Pin would replace Snowball and Golf Ball in the Gray team. Flower and Pin would spend the entire episode arguing, but they somehow managed to finish in third place, meaning the Browns team still loses and Needle is eliminated. Battle for Dream Island, Episode 7. Puzzling Mysteries. Nothing changes this episode, so the Grapes still win and Fiery switches over. Battle for Dream Island, Episode 8. Cycle of Life. Pin would likely replace Golf Ball, but this still doesn't change the fact that the Grapes still win and get a rejoiner. Golf Ball is the second person not rejoining, and Snowball is the fourth person not rejoining, so Blocky still rejoins. Battle for Dream Island, Episode 9. Insectophobe's Nightmare. Without Snowball, Flower and Blocky swap places, but Pin stays with Leafy and Flower it affects. Flower is lazy and Queenie is persistent, so they start a rivalry. Without Snowball, the Grapes can do the contest, but Fiery hinders team because he's an acrophobic. But despite this, the placements remain the same. Fiery is the second person safe, but Pin falls into the bottom 3 with Leafy and Teardrop. Leafy is a bit annoying, Pin is bossy, and Teardrop doesn't do much. The last contestant safe is Leafy. The cherries unanimously decide on Teardrop, meaning Pin is eliminated. Battle for Dream Island, Episode 10. Crybaby. The Grapes get second, and the cherries in the Nether Name has to do a second tiebreaker. Aretha and Blocky are the last ones standing in the tiebreaker, but Blocky falls over, meaning the names are for elimination. Blocky is the second person safe, but Flower falls into the bottom 3 with Queenie and Rocky. Flower and Queenie are rivals, while Rocky is the reason the names lost in the first place. The last contestant safe is Queenie. The cherries unanimously decide on Rocky, meaning Flower is eliminated. Battle for Dream Island, Episode 11. Lofty. Queenie and Blocky are friends, so Blocky survives. Queenie still pops Fiery's balloon and shatters Ice Cube, and Blocky pops Leafy's balloon, meaning the Grapes lose again. Queenie and Blocky would single-handedly take out the rest of the cherries, meaning the names win. Because there are 3 Grapes, only one person is safe, and that safe person just so happens to be Ice Cube. Queenie obviously chooses Leafy. Blocky is flammable, so he also chooses Leafy. And no matter Tennis Ball's choice, Fiery, the season's canon winner, is eliminated. Battle for Dream Island, Episode 12. A leg up in the race. This is the start of the points phase, which took the longest for NeverButter to write. To skip the time, let's just go through the win tokens, placements, and votes. Bubble, Tennis Ball, Leafy, and Rocky are for elimination. I forgot to add 10 votes to Leafy's vote count. Blocky also somehow got 5 extra points. Leafy falls into the bottom 2 with Tennis Ball. Tennis Ball is a vote magnet, and Leafy is slightly irritating. By a very close vote, the last contestant safe is Tennis Ball. Leafy is unfortunate to be here. Battle for Dream Island, Episode 13. Don't lose your marbles.
10-point penalty.
Queenie places between Tennis Ball and Rocky. Bubble, Match, Ice Cube, and Rocky are for elimination. Bubble is the second person safe, so Match is still eliminated. Battle for Dream Island, Episode 14. Half Loaf is better than none. Spongy still rejoins. Let's give them bonus points, sympathy points, and hurdle points. Teardrop, Spongy, Eraser, and Ice Cube are for elimination. Teardrop is the second person safe, but Spongy falls into the bottom 2 with Eraser. Spongy didn't do well this contest, but Eraser does even worse. And because of this, Eraser is still eliminated. Battle for Dream Island, episode 15. Vomit Taco. Nothing changes with the barf bag contest, but without Leafy, Pen would score differently. Pen lazily does the contest, but gets 6 likes anyway. To guarantee his safety in the game, Coiny needs at least 5 likes. Coiny fumbles with the contest. Coiny and Rocky are already guaranteed to be in the danger zone. Either Teardrop or Ice Cube would join them. In order to escape the danger zone, Teardrop needs at least 5 likes. Teardrop does well in the contest and gets 7 likes. Ice Cube, Coiny, and Rocky are for elimination. Ice Cube is the first person safe, meaning Coiny falls into the bottom 2 with Rocky. With Fiery and Flower gone, Coiny has started to become the cool guy. But Rocky is Rocky, and because of this, the last contestant safe is Coiny. Without Pen to add to its cushion, Rocky is pretty much doomed. Battle for Dream Island, episode 16. Bowling, now with explosions. Episode 16 is always the one that differs the most, so NeverButter doesn't like working on them. 3 people bowl down 4 pins, so things get complicated. Let's go with Coiny. Coiny is friends with Pen and Blocky and is on good terms with Tennis Ball, so he removes 24 points from everyone else. Pen goes through with Coiny's idea, but only Coiny is not friends with Tennis Ball, so 20 points off everyone else. Pen, Blocky, and Tennis Ball have an advantage, so Teardrop removes 40 points for them each. You all know what Pencil does, and Blocky still drains away all of Bubble's points. Pencil and Spongy are too far ahead of everyone else, so Blocky removes 50 points for them each, and he uses the remaining 45 points on Ice Cube. I completely forgot to add up Teardrop's score from last episode, so that's 70 extra points. Since Blocky pulled down the highest number of points, he gets immunity, and to add up with convenience, Pen also gains immunity. Ice Cube is the first person safe. Teardrop is the third person safe, and Coiny is the fourth person safe. But without Blocky, Spongy gains way more votes than a cannon. And Tennis Ball somehow manages to escape the bottom 2, meaning Pencil and Spongy are the bottom 2. Spongy is not very well liked, and Pencil is a vote magnet. It would be a very close vote, but the last contestant safe is Pencil. Spongy's extreme fatness has gotten him eliminated. Battle for Dream Island, episode 17. The reveal. Pairs would be pairs, so Teardrop pairs up with Ice Cube. Nobody gets a penalty. Coiny, Tennis Ball, and Teardrop are at the mercy of the other contestants.
And there's now going steak.
Back to a stat phase. Pen and Blocky are friends with Coiny, who is in turn friends with Tennis Ball, so they vote Teardrop. But the alliance unanimously decides on Coiny, meaning Coiny is eliminated. Battle for Dream Island, episode 18. Reveal Novum. David still joins. The scoreboard can no longer hold 2-digit numbers. Blocky pops Bubble, but he and Tennis Ball get jump scared by David. Pen beats Ice Cube, but he and Teardrop get outlasted by Pencil.
I told you earlier, the scoreboard can only hold 2-digit numbers.
Yeah! Tennis Ball, Bubble, and Pencil are for elimination, but Blocky is somehow given 1 extra point. Bubble is the first person safe, so Tennis Ball falls into the bottom 2 with Pencil. Both of them are vote magnets, but Pencil is still eliminated. Battle for Dream Island, episode 19. Precision. Blocky pops Bubble and finishes first. Bubble is recovered and finishes second. And even though Fiery's not here, Teardrop finishes third. Because Blocky finished first, he has to choose a 4th person to also win immunity. And he chooses Pen. Tennis Ball falls into the bottom 2 with David. David is still eliminated. Battle for Dream Island, episode 20. Gardening Hero. Blocky pops Bubble after Ice Cube gets shattered. Blocky and Pen work together to take out the others. Teardrop is shot down and Black Hole gets sucked into the vortex. The final 2 have to do a Westerns draw, and Pen wins. Because Pen was the last person surviving, he has to choose another person to also win immunity. To honor their friendship, he chooses Blocky.
The points are gone, we are free of them now, but we look on to the moment that we see the next slice of cake, a step closer to the prize brought on by Cake and Steak.
The first contestant safe is Teardrop, who was only voted by Fiery. Tennis Ball got 2 votes from Pen and Pencil. Ice Cube and Bubble are the bottom 2. Surprisingly, they're both tied at 6 votes, so we need a tiebreaker. Here's all the reasonings why the Ice Cube voters voted Ice Cube. And here's the same for Bubble. Both are fragile, so the tiebreaker might be to kill the other. Bubble would be a coward and Ice Cube would go insane. Eventually, Ice Cube pops Bubble, meaning Bubble is eliminated. Fire and Leafy fall into the top 5, while Golf Ball gets more votes than the cannon. Flower falls short, and so does Needle. Leafy comes in 3rd place, so now it's down to Golf Ball and Fiery. Golf Ball is the first boot, and Fiery is the most popular contestant here. This would be lame, but rejoining the game is Golf Ball. If Flower can rejoin in Cannon, then Golf Ball can rejoin here. Battle for Dream Island, episode 21. The Glistening. Teardrop was immunity.
The points are gone, we are free of them now, but we look on to the moment that we see the next slice of cake, a step closer to the prize brought on by Cake and Steak.
None of the canon Final 6 is here, but the first contestant safe is Tennis Ball, and so is Pen, and finally Golf Ball, since without the teens, she's not so bossy anymore. Now it's down to Ice Cube and Blocky. Blocky kills people to win immunity, while Ice Cube is a background character. This would be close, but the last contestant safe is Ice Cube. Blocky had it coming in the long term. Battle for Dream Island, episode 22. Don't pierce my flesh. Both balls are armless, so Pen wins immunity. Pen also has to choose a second person to also win immunity. According to Pen's calculations, Golf Ball would be the best.
The points are gone, we are free of them now, but we look on to the moment that we see the next slice of cake, a step closer to the prize brought on by Cake and Steak.
The first contestant safe is Tennis Ball, so now it's down to Teardrop and Ice Cube. Teardrop is a mute contestant, and Ice Cube is a floater. It's a tough call, but the last contestant safe is Teardrop. Without the alliance, Ice Cube barely has anything left. Battle for Dream Island, episode 23. Hurtful. This will be a tough call, but Teardrop wins the final meeting ticket, putting Pen, Tennis Ball, and Golf Ball up for the final elimination.
The points are gone, we are free of them now, but we look on to the moment that we see the next slice of cake, a step closer to the prize brought on by Cake and Steak.
The first contestant safe is Tennis Ball, so now it's down to Pen and Golf Ball. Pen is lucky to be here, but it's so boring. Golf Ball is so hated. The last contestant safe is Pen. And with that, the final rejoiner of the season is eliminated. Battle for Dream Island, episode 24. Insectophobe's Nightmare 2. This episode plays into the finale. Battle for Dream Island, episode 25. Return of the Hang Glider.
We shall see. The points are gone, we are free of them now, but we look on to the moment that we see the next slice of cake, a step closer to the prize brought on by Cake and Steak.
By a contestant vote, Tennis Ball would lose with the support of Flower, Rocky, Corny, and Golf Ball. Teardrop would be in the middle with the support of Woody, Needle, Leafy, Pen, David, and Ice Cube. And Pen would win with the support of Snowball, Furry, Match, Eraser, Spongy, Pencil, Blocky, and Pen. But the viewers make the final say in who wins Dream Island. Teardrop takes third place, so the winner is either Pen or Tennis Ball. In this what if where Flower survives over Golf Ball, the winner of the season is Tennis Ball. In the early season, Tennis Ball will have a small arc going on where he doesn't need to rely on Golf Ball. Pen was not as well supported as Tennis Ball, but his friendship with Blocky was what brought him here. Tennis Ball lets everyone into Dream Island except for Snowball and Flower. NeverButter's next what if is a mini what if. What if BFDI did not have its third rejoin? Followed by, what if the person with the most votes in the 3-team phase was eliminated?